Right. So we've got this 5x5 here. Uh, it's pretty good, I'd say. Uh, I'm gonna be doing a tutorial on it. It opens in 4.8 seconds. It's non-locational. The sides are fully synced. So yeah, pretty good door. Let's get to building it. So here's what you'll need. Uh, 5 hoppers, 4 target blocks, 3 droppers, 3 redstone comparators, 1 composter, 1 powered rail, 1 waxed copper bulb. Oh wait, fuck. I gotta scroll up. Alright, we're gonna retry that. 60 observers, 59 door blocks, 47 sticky pistons, 40 redstone dust, 34 cyan wool. Uh, you don't need the stained glass. That's just what I used for the floor of the door when I pasted it. 16 redstone repeaters, 12 pistons, 10 slabs. Uh, these can be any block as long as they can get powered. 7 note blocks. These can be wiring blocks, so just add that onto the wiring blocks. 5 hoppers, 4 target blocks, 3 droppers, 3 redstone comparators, 1 composter on powered rail, and 1 waxed copper bulb. So anyways, we're going to get started with the piston layout. So what you're going to do is you're going to go 2 blocks back from the center and place pistons up like this. Oh shit, whoops. Forgot that my chat was on for synergy. Anyways, back to what we were doing. You're going to place pistons like that, and this is going to be a floor level. This whole layer is not going to matter. It's just so you can place blocks on it. So, yeah. You're going to place blocks in here, and then this is going to be the bottom of your doorway. And then you're going to place the rest of your door frame like that. And then side pistons going up. And then up here, you're going to place pistons here. And then you're going to build 4 blocks up like this and place a quad extender going down. You can just destroy those blocks after. And then once you're done, you should have something like this. Now we are going to do the bottom. So I'm going to just take a look at it so I can memorize it and not have to look back and forth. Alright, so first things first, we're going to get our input block, which is going to be 2 right here. So you're going to place a lever on that block, and then you're going to get your observers, and then you're going to have observers going like that, and then you're going to want to place a target block here, so the dust is going to this piston, so you can get your sides fully synced. You don't really need it, but if you want your door to look nice, which I'm sure you probably do, then you do need that. So then you're going to place blocks like that, dust, and then what is this repeater on? I love how I said, yeah, I'm going to pause the video and make sure I can get it all memorized. I didn't memorize any of it because, you know, I have dementia. Anyways, next you're going to get a note block here. Be very careful not to activate this while you're building the door, otherwise it will all activate and you will have to deal with a lot of shit. And as you can place note blocks like that, and then we're going to get our sliders. So you're going to have pistons like that, 4 observers here. That's going to trigger, you can just do that again. And then observers like that. And then you're going to have pistons on the other side. And then you're also going to want blocks here and blocks here. Piston, piston. And then you're going to have droppers. And depending on whether or not you care about your door being silenced, you can either just place them up like this, or you can place them facing kind of into each other like that. And then you want to get 9 of any type of block. Fill the first one with 1 item, like that. fill the next one with items like that. Fill the third one with items like that. So you'll have, you know, you get the idea. Anyways, time for the bottom closing. So you're gonna get an observer coming out of this block, a repeater, and I need to place my triple inputs. So you're gonna have, oh shit, someone's calling me. All right, sorry, we're back. So you're gonna place blocks like that, and then pistons up like this, observer, observer, and then this is gonna be a little awkward. If you want, you can just break the pistons, but I'm too lazy to do that, so you can just tap them like that, pistons like that, and then you want a block right here, and then this actually has to be an observer under this repeater. So you can just replace that, I don't want to trigger anything. And then you want a hopper, another observer, block dust, and then you want observers coming out of here, facing into there. And then what else am I missing? Okay, you want an observer facing out like that, and that should be your whole bottom closing node. So make sure to put blocks all on top of there. Very important that you have these blocks. You can't just be these, because they push the sliders back. So if you want, you can test it. Just tap that note block. Wait. Okay, what am I missing? Oh, okay, so you actually want that like that, and then you can just place that there for later. And then you want a 4-tick repeater here. So now if we test it again, it should do the closing. It'll push the blocks up an extra one, but the bottom will be pushing down, so it won't have an ugly animation. So now we can do the opening for the bottom. So to do that, you're gonna come out from this piston here, place observers like that, and then while we're here, we're gonna wire this other side. So you want a block there. Wait, okay. Actually, you don't need that there. Okay, so you want a 3 observers facing up like that. Observer, observer, observer. And then just have blocks going like that. And then you want a 4-tick repeater facing out from here, like that. And then you want, actually this block needs to be a note block. So place out the note block, place the repeater, and then you want to get in here and place an observer there, and I need to make sure what state that observer's in. Okay, that's in there. So next, you want to have a note block, and if you want this note block to be silenced, you can just get a piece of glass and put that on top of there, but it doesn't really matter, it won't affect the door. Just make it slightly louder, and then this next part's gonna be kind of awkward, so however you gotta do this, you can use a trap door or something. You're gonna place observers going like that, and then a piston, a sticky piston there, And then you want an observer there. Actually, wait, that's the piston I need to worry about. We'll stay with them. Okay, yeah, that's right there. So then you're going to place a hopper right on top of this. And then, where does that go? Okay. So then you're going to place a, wait. Oh, okay. So I messed this up. It's actually only two observers here, and then that. And then the hopper goes here. And then you're going to get an observer going up like that, an observer going up like that, and an observer going up like that. Okay, sweet. And what's next? Okay, and then you want a observer there, a hopper. Anyways, next you're going to place a block there, hopper. And then you're gonna have actually already did the hopper. That's right. And then you're gonna have, and then this is gonna update. So it won't really do anything. It'll just push the row up. And you can just reset that. And then I think that's the whole door. I'm gonna check if I missed anything. Um, oh, yep, I did. Wait, what did I miss? Wait, no, I didn't. I didn't miss anything. Wait, what the fuck? Oh, okay. So, I guess this is supposed to be here, and then that goes there, and then you kind of got to get in there and go like that. Okay. So, now that should be everything. Let me just test it. Make sure I didn't miss anything. So it'll do that on closing. Yep, and it'll do that on opening. Sweet. Okay, so that is the bottom done. You can go ahead and fill that in. Now we are going to work on the top. So let's get the inputs here really quick. So first you're going to have dust there. Then you're going to build 4 blocks out on each of these rows. And then over here, you're going to place, wait no, you're going to have blocks like that. And then, actually this block needs to be a note block. And then you're going to have a line of target blocks, dust all on there. Then you're going to have a piston and another piston. So I've got congestion. Anyways, now what you're going to want to get a nut block here. 3 observers coming up out of there. And then you're also going to want observer there, hopper, observer, then blocks like that. Get some slabs and place them like that. Dust all on top of there. And then you're going to get your copper bulb. place that there, and then just for later, you're going to place a hopper there, and an observer coming out of this. I'm going to place a comparator there, and a repeater on, I believe, 1 tick. Yeah, 1 tick. Okay, and then you're going to place blocks like this. You're going to have dust there, and 2 repeaters on 1 tick. So that should be your whole closing done. Now I need the rest of the quad extension, which is pretty easy. So you're going to get your block there, piston there and block there. And then you want to get a 2 slabs there, 2-tick repeater there, dust on top of both of those. And then you're going to want slab here, 2-tick repeater here, dust there, 1-tick repeater here, and dust on top of both of those. And that should be your whole quad extension. So now we just got to finish the quad retraction, which is a pretty small circuit actually. So we're going to get a comparator cutting out of this, and then you want a piston there, observer there. This is a circuit I know the best, so I'm not sure I'll really need to look back at it too much. And then you need either an activator or a power rail. And then you want to get observers facing out like this, as well as observers facing out of this one there, and then 2 ticks here, observer there, and then you want observer facing down like that, and then I can't remember what this is. Okay, that's 1 tick. And then is that on a slab? No, it's not. Okay, I guess someone's on my plot right now. Anyways, so we have a 1-tick repeater there, and then we just need the rest of the, and we just need this last pulse. That's right. So I'm not totally sure why there's a slab there, so you probably don't need it. So now you just want to get a piston there, an observer facing. Okay, so this observer has to be 1 block away. Then you want a dust gun like that. I mean, blocks going like that, and then you want that there. Then that there. And then, what am I missing? Okay. So now so now that's full quad. So we just have to do the refire circuit. So we're gonna place blocks going like that, dust there. Then you want a 2-tick repeater and a 1-tick repeater. And then you want a block here, 3-tick repeater there. And then you want a piston there with a composter in front of it. And just, I forgot to include this in the item list, but just get some carrots or whatever. It could be wheat, I don't really care. Could be seeds actually. And seeds aren't very hard to get. And then you want to place that there. So then you want to get a block, and then you want to get a comparator. So you can just remove this block, place the comparator, and then place the block back. And then you want to get a piece of dust, block there, and dust there. So I think that that is it. So if you just test it, should do everything. Okay, so I guess the comparators shouldn't update. So if you just update that, it should fix that, but I'm not totally sure why that didn't update. Oh, okay. So I forgot this. Meet an observer here. So now if you test it, it should do everything. Alright, and that is your door done. I hope you enjoy this door. It's probably my best door that I have on this channel. And sayonara.